This is Dr. Zakia Al-Busaidi. I am a family physician, a psychotherapist, and hypnotherapist. I'll talk to you today about gratitude. Gratitude as a feeling, we have all experienced this good feeling, being thankful for something good that happened in our life or someone in our lives. It comes naturally to us when everything is going well in our lives, when something good happens. However, it does not come that naturally or spontaneously when we are going through a stressful time or when we have challenges in our lives. So it doesn't seem like this is the right time to talk about gratitude for most people. But this is precisely why I'm talking about gratitude today. And I'll explain to you why. Gratitude has been researched a lot, scientific research, and lots of papers are written on gratitude, especially in the area of psychology. And research has shown that people who practice gratitude regularly and over a long period of time, at least weeks or months, they have lots of positive effects, both on the mind and the body. So they found that those who practice gratitude are happier, they have a more stable mood, they have better relationships, and they are more motivated to work. On the effect on the body is there are lots of good things that also happen, like the blood pressure is more stable, people visit the doctors less, and they have more energy and ability to exercise. So when I talk about gratitude as a practice, it is different than just feeling grateful spontaneously when something good happens. Practice means that actually to be grateful daily for whatever we have in our lives. And why do we need to do that? Because if we build this practice and it becomes a habit, a routine, when things are going well, we will be able to practice it even when we have stress, and it will help us actually to deal with stress when it happens. The reason why also we need to develop this habit, because how does all of these changes happen? Because when we practice gratitude, changes happen in the brain, and with repeated practice, there are areas in the brain that become more active, and this is how it affects us both mentally and physically. If we go back to the beliefs that we have about the world and the way we view the world in general, these beliefs and thoughts about the world usually are programmed, our brains are programmed in early childhood to have certain beliefs about the world and about ourselves. And because of these beliefs, we tend to view life in a certain way. So in order to be able to change these beliefs, to have new, more positive beliefs about the world and new, more positive thoughts about the world and about ourselves, gratitude is one of the ways that we can do that. There are other ways as well, but it's one of the ways where a positive thought comes to our mind will bring a good feeling. And with repetition, every time we think a positive thought about ourselves or about the world, a good feeling will come. And with time and repetition, a new belief will be formed about life and about ourselves and other people. So that's why practicing on regular basis will eventually make us view life differently and be able to maybe react to life differently. So I'll share with you some examples of some practices. There are a lot of them and you can read more about it. But I will start with a practice that I myself do every day, and I started a few years ago. Every day when I wake up in the morning, I mention 3 things, at least 3, sometimes more, that I'm grateful for. They could be just simple things like I hear the birds outside and I feel grateful. Could be that the fact that I had a good night's sleep the night before, or something happened the day before, or something completely like random, but it comes to my mind at that time. So whatever comes to your mind that you feel grateful for, just mention it. And it's not just a word. With time, it's good to practice the feeling, like bring the feeling of gratitude and stay with that feeling for a while. This practice is good first thing in the morning because it will set your day, and the rest of the day will, with time, you will see the difference. That the rest of the day you will have this positive feeling inside you. It can also be practiced at night before going to bed. So it depends on what do you prefer. So this is one thing. Another practice that has been also researched, and there have been studies on it, is the practice of keeping a gratitude diary. It could be weekly or daily. Depends on your time and what is more suitable for you. So in this diary, you write a list of things that you are grateful for. If it is weekly, then by the end, let's say by the end of the week, you go back and think about what happened that week and what are you grateful for. They don't have to be like major things. It could be simple things. I'll share this story with you. At the beginning of this year, actually end of last year, I was thinking about this idea, and I wanted to have something to keep. I think I read it somewhere or I saw it on social media, and I decided to do this and practice it. So I bought a jar, an empty jar. There was chocolate in it. So when the chocolate finished, then I decided to use that big jar to keep all the things that happen, write them on small paper every time something good happens during the year 2020. That was before the year actually started. And every time something good happens, just add one paper into the jar, write it down, and write down the date. It was a good idea, and I had actually a small notebook with colored paper, so every time I write something on like a different color, because I love colors. Then when the year started, and especially these days when this problem that we're going through now started, I looked at the jar and I felt a bit challenged, like, what am I going to write here? Not just that we are all going through a stressful time, also nothing much is happening. But then this is where the practice of gratitude becomes even more important. And then I started noticing the small things that happen every day and the unusual ways that we communicate with each other. And then even bigger things started happening. Like I started my YouTube channel, I started talking to people about gratitude and about other subjects that I've been maybe doing more in the consultation room. So surprisingly, this jar is now like almost half full. So sometimes it's a change of mindset that we need to have about what does it mean to be grateful. So whether you decide to keep a journal, like a weekly journal, daily journal, or even a yearly jar or journal, that's also a good idea. Okay. The third practice I'd like to suggest is meditation. There are lots of gratitude meditations. I believe meditation in general is essential for all of us, like daily meditation, even for 10 minutes. But there are specific gratitude meditations where you actually mention what you are grateful for. And you can find some on YouTube, you can find some on meditation apps. I personally use Insight Timer application. I like it. I've been using it for a few years, but there are other applications that you can also use, and I'm sure you will find gratitude meditations on them. One point about gratitude that I want to mention, especially these days, when we think about gratitude for people, we always think about people who are close to us, who are in our lives, but there are lots of strangers who are not really part of our daily life directly, but who if we notice, we will see how they add and contribute to our lives. And these days there are lots of people who are working to keep us safe, that I'm sure we are all grateful for. So to remember them when we do our practice, and just say it, even if internally, that we are grateful for their presence in our lives, even if it is not directly. And if we can send them messages, that will be good. Actually, sending messages to people that we are grateful for is a very good idea, and it has been shown that sending messages makes us feel good more than actually or as well as the other person who's receiving them. People who are close to us, who are part of our lives, we sometimes take that for granted. We do appreciate them and we are grateful for them, but we take it for granted that they know, we think they know, and we don't need to tell them. But it's always good the way we feel when someone says nice words to us and tell us how grateful they are for our presence. They feel the same, I'm sure. So it's good to practice that as well, like telling people that we are grateful for them, sending them messages of gratitude every now and then. We also need to remember ourselves when it comes to gratitude, to be grateful for ourselves, for what we do, but also for just being us. So when we practice our gratitude daily or weekly, it's good to mention one or two things that we are grateful for ourselves. And now I just want to do a quick practice together. If you want, you can close your eyes or keep your eyes open. Take a deep breath in and out. Think about one thing that you are grateful for in your life. And now think about one person that you are grateful for in your life. And finally, think about one thing that you are grateful for yourself about. Okay, good. And I thank you all for listening.